this video, we are going to take a look at upper body strength and mobility. Upper body strength and mobility is something that we need for doing things like pushing and pulling and reaching and grabbing and putting cups on shelves and reaching down and bending over to pick up fun things, right? Like balls, or not so fun things like laundry. The other important thing about our shoulder girdle, our arms, and the strength in our upper body and our mobility is that it helps to support us in an upright position, as I am now. And it's also really important for supporting the neck and the head. So if you have neck or head issues, headaches, pain in the neck, I mean, who doesn't have a pain in the neck, right? If you have any issues in the neck and the head, think of the shoulder girdle as a really important part of the body that helps to support that. So the way that we're going to assess this is by simply taking one hand, we're going to do this on both sides, taking one hand behind the back, and I'll show you from the back view here in a moment, and placing the hand as far up the back as you can toward the shoulder blade. Then you're going to take your other hand and you're going to place it over the top and see if you can touch. So I'll show you this from the back so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to take one hand up the back and the other hand down the back. And just take a note of which hand is lower and how much distance you have between the two hands. Once you figured that out, so I just did it with my right hand as my low hand, maybe you can touch, maybe you can't. Maybe you've got 2 inches between your hands, 4 inches, 5 inches, maybe it's 10 inches or 12 inches. That's okay. Now you're going to switch, I'm not going to show you this one, and go to the other side. And what I notice for me is I can still touch, it doesn't feel quite the same. So if you're really assessing this, make a note of how it feels. So I just feel a little bit tighter in my shoulders when my right arm is up and my left arm is down versus the other way. And when you do the exercises that I'm going to show you, come back in a month or two and see if this has changed. So here's how we're going to play with this to improve our shoulder girdle mobility. And then I'm going to show you a strengthening exercise that brings this all together. So you can do this sitting, standing, or kneeling as I am. You're going to take a towel or a tie or a scarf or something like that. And you're going to place one hand on the towel above you and the other hand on the bottom. And you're going to pull with your upper hand and get a little bit more mobility in that lower arm. And then you're going to pull down with your lower hand. And you're simply going to go back and forth. And I'll show you this again from the other view so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to do about 4 or 5 of these on each side. So I just did 4 or 5 on one side. I'll show you this from the other view. So you're going to take your upper hand, take your lower hand, and then you're just going to go back and forth, pulling down with your lower hand, up with your upper hand, down with your lower hand, up with your upper hand. And then once you've done that, you're going to take your towel and you're just going to fold it up for head support, because next what you're going to do is you're going to lie down on your mat or down on your floor. You're going to take the towel and place it under your forehead. It's just a nice way to support the head, and also it helps us breathe so we're not squashing our face on the mat. Arms are going to come down by your side. We're going to start with the left arm. Palms are up, and you're going to lift the left arm toward the ceiling, lower it back down, and we're going to work our way down or work our way around. And you'll notice as I'm lifting and working my way around, I'm also rotating so that as you're working your way around, you're going from palm up. By the time you get to about 90 degrees, your pinky is up. And by the time you get over your head, your thumb is up. And you're going to do this 3 times. So that's 2. And the idea here is you're keeping the arm off the floor and you're just pulsing it up each time. Then you're going to repeat and go to the other side. So as you're at 90 degrees, the pinky is up. As you're overhead, the thumb is up. And you're maintaining that lift off the ground each time. Now, if you're not able to do this, you can do this in sitting or you can do it in standing. So in the position that I'm in right now, I'm actually strengthening against gravity. So you can think of gravity as being my weight, my resistance. Gravity, in a way, is my training partner. So once you've done 3 on each side, you're going to go back to your left arm. You're going to lift that left arm into the same positions that we just did in standing. And you'll notice that I am keeping that left arm off the back of my body. So do the best that you can to not touch the back of the body. Once you've done 3 of those on the left, you're going to do 3 of these on the right. Same thing. You might notice, oh wow, I keep touching the back of my head with my right arm, but I can clear the back of my body with my left. Just take a note of it. Now, grand finale, you're going to combine it. Can you switch those arms 3 times each direction, coming back and forth into that same rotation, and then bringing the arms down by your side. And by the time you finish that little sequence, you should feel the back of your body and you should feel your shoulder girdle. Once you've been doing this for about 3 times a week for a month, go back and retest and see how you do with that same test that we did at the beginning. So it's really helpful to assess where you're starting from, because then you have a place to go. You've got something to aim for. And I love being able to assess where I am and then striving to work toward a goal. So that training will really help you gain more mobility and more strength, more power in the shoulder girdle. I'll see you on the mat next time, and you are done for the day.